Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 3 psychic powers, 3 psychic gifts, 3 psychic advantages that all empaths possess, including you if you're watching this. The third one is going to be very surprising to pretty much all of you, okay? The reason I'm doing this is because I'm a very empathic person myself. I can relate with a lot of the struggles, a lot of the unique challenges that many of you experience and are experiencing right now, like heightened anxiety, like being so sensitive and like cracked open to where it's a real distraction, and very ordinary life tasks can seem extra hard when life as it is not easy for anybody. And for a while, I really felt like being so sensitive, I saw it as a curse. I saw it as a real inconvenience, a real problem. And it made me also feel very different, very isolated, very alone, very depressed, very anxious. And I thought, like, why am I like this? But fortunately, as time went on, I started to realize that there's something to this. And I learned to kind of use my sensitivity and focus it inward. And when I started doing that, I started to realize some of the different attributes, very positive and helpful and valuable, inherent, innate attributes that I possessed. And then I've gone ahead and made it my mission to help empower other empathic people in the exact same way. What I found in working and coaching hundreds and hundreds of people and working with thousands of people all over the world just like you, wired just like you, is that empathic people straight up are super freaking psychic, super freaking able and talented. And this video is going to reveal for you psychic powers you may have not even known that you possess. And once you become aware of them, you can roll with them, you can use them and tap into them so you can benefit from them and advance your life in a very accelerated way with the help of them. Before I proceed, let me first just say welcome to the video. It's an honor and a pleasure and a blessing to have you here. As a gift for all of my new subscribers, I offer them a free guided meditation that I made myself that's designed to help you become more like tapped in to your higher awareness, your higher mind. It's a free meditation. I made it myself. Check it out down below at the top of the description box if you'd like. And with that said, I will see you into the video. Number 1 is clairsentient. By definition, as an empath, as one sensitive to emotion and energy, you are clairsentient. A clairsentient person is not only sensitive to energy, sensitive to people's moods, but able to draw information from those energies and from people's moods. It's not that we're just overwhelmed with with intensity and input that makes no sense. It's like it makes sense. We can tell, ooh, that guy over there is in a funky mood. He's probably going through something. And if you really focus, you might even be able to know what he's going through, or she. And you might be able to, you drive into work and all of a sudden you can just feel the energy of the location you're at. And you can tell this is just not my place. I'd prefer just to move out of here. Or conversely, when something pops into your field, whether it's a movie or a song or a person, they will emanate a certain frequency that you can say, not only is this pleasing to me, but this is just a compatible energy that's very valuable and very good to be around. And you can really make a lot of distinctions and decisions based upon your perception and ability to draw information from the energy of all things in your life. I never used to think of this as a psychic skill. In fact, I used to see this someone, his name was Kevin. He was more of like a formal psychic. He was a tarot reader, and he was phenomenal. We used to have him come over for like parties, and my friends would all go through him, and he was freaking mind-blowing. I was always very impressed with him. And one day I was sitting with him, maybe my second or third session, and I was talking about, like, asking him my questions, and he said, you know what, Vic? He said, you don't need a guru. You could do what I do. You could do it just as well as I could. He said, but you would do it in a different way. So you don't think of yourself as psychic. You say, you think of me as psychic. And he said, me, I'm like a telepath, is what he said. Like him, Kevin, it's like a telepath. That's how he does his thing. He said, the way he put it says, you can go into a room and sort of sense and read the energy and just kind of know what's going on. And that's clairsentient. That's what you have been doing your whole life, have you not? You are clairsentient. And when you sort of, not that it's important to identify as a clairsentient person, but when you really can recognize that ability that's very common and natural and ordinary to you, once you can recognize that as a very valuable skill that you could really use to your advantage in many situations, then you can start doing that. Then you can start using it and rolling with it to your advantage. For example, you go to buy a car. You'll know exactly which salesperson is going to be the most trustworthy, and you could feel it out. You'd be able to. I remember one time shopping for a car, as an example. There was like a certain, not a certain particular type I was waiting for, but I just knew all the ones they showed me weren't it. I could just feel it. And then finally we were driving in a lot with this one dude, and I just saw out of the corner of my eye, and I just knew that's my car. It had an energy of this freaking vehicle that just resonated with me, and sure enough, that was the one he was taking me to. I got it. Anyway, it's very helpful to be aware of your clairsentient nature, because the more you use it, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, my goodness, the implication of that I can't even say. It's very profound though. Number 2 is claircognizant. This is the most powerful psychic ability, and yet the least flashy. It's one of the clairs. Clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant. Clairvoyant, for example, are people who see visions. They literally can close their eyes and see the shapes and faces and whole scenes, almost like a movie before them. And from there, they'll draw information. Okay, other clairaudient, you hear voices, kind of like you're a telepath, you hear stuff. And from whatever you hear in your mind, you then again have to draw a conclusion and kind of come up with your own interpretation. A claircognizant, which is what you are, is something called, it's clear knowing. It's where you get to bypass all of the phenomenon that, though flashy, though seemingly more stereotypically psychic, it's secondary. What you get is just the knowledge, the knowing. Have you ever just known something without really knowing why you know it, where you learned it, how the information came to you? Yes, you have. It's clear knowing. You just know. Sometimes in your life, you just know. You should take this leap of faith and go for this opportunity. How do you know? How do you know it's going to work out? I don't know. I just know. Other times you just know. So a person comes into your life, they're like a salesperson or someone holding a flashy object, and it's all your friends and family. It's like, wow, this is a good opportunity. You should really go with it. And you just know. Not for me. I don't know why, but it's not right. Nope. I just know. How do you know? I don't know, but I do, right? And for this reason, so many people who have this, they don't act upon it as often as they should, because their mind says, well, how do you know? It just doesn't make sense. On paper, this looks like you should go forth. But I know I shouldn't. Well, you don't have enough evidence to convince the ego mind, so we're just going to go anyway, going against what you know is right, okay? But when you can understand this as a legitimate and powerful psychic skill, you can just start making decisions based on your knowing, okay? I don't know how it works, but I know this happens to me all the time. I know there's a lot of my life where I would ignore the knowing, and it would always end up, biting me in the butt, basically. And all the times I acted upon my knowing in a sort of a positive opportunity, as an example, it always would work out. Just like I live in Las Vegas now, and a lot of people, they've been watching my YouTube videos. And years ago, I lived in Michigan, where it's real cold. And for a lot of my journey, a lot of my YouTube sharing was about how I couldn't wait to move to San Diego, California, with the sun and the ocean and the seals and the dolphins. And I finally got there, and I lived there for about a year. And then suddenly, I came out to Las Vegas to visit a friend, and I just knew I should move here. And that was shocking to me. It's like, I worked so hard to move to San Diego, and I love it. I do. I love San Diego still. But I just had a knowing that I should move to Las Vegas. And it seemed so like wild. I had my own stereotype. Well, Las Vegas, what am I going to be freaking, work at a casino and this and that, and become like a gambler. I had all my stereotypes. It didn't make sense why, but I just knew I should. I just knew. I don't know how I knew. I just knew. So I did it. Next month, I moved my family here. People thought it didn't make any sense. Victor, you're all over the place, man. This is dumb. Why Vegas? And I'd say, I don't know why. I just know. By that time, I learned to trust my knowing. And you know what? There was this one time, a few months after moving to Las Vegas, which turned out to be awesome. We met a lot of friends. Everything is just perfect for us. We live in this beautiful part of town by the Red Rocks. Well, anyway, there's this particular time when I felt compelled to drive out to these mountains that I've been staring at from a distance for so long. And finally I decided I'm gonna climb up these mountains. This one mountain, this Red Rock Calico Basin they call it. And I just kept going and going and going. And when you climb a mountain, it always seems like you're almost at the top, but you really aren't. You just can't see how high it really goes. And it was like that. I kept thinking, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna get there. And something told me just to keep going. It was like a Tuesday afternoon. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I was following my claircognizant knowing, just kept going up the mountain. Finally, I got to the top of the mountain, and I could see into the Red Rock Canyon National Park. Just gorgeous, just beautiful, spacious. And when I got up there, it clicked. Like, this is why you came, because this is your place. Those Red Rocks are my best friend. It feels amazing. I go there all the time, and it just completes my energy. I've been able to really flourish out here in Vegas with relationship, in business, with everything, my health. I belong here. And I just knew I should go. I didn't know how, didn't know why, didn't make any sense, not at all. It made no logical sense, but I learned to trust my cognizant nature, and once again, it was revealed to me why that knowing was really, really, really good advice. So it's very important that you know that you just know sometimes, and it's going to be right for you, regardless of what other people think or say or do, and even regardless of what you think. Go with the knowing. Number 3, and this is a very important one for you to hear right now, and this one might surprise you. It's channeling. As an empathic person, you can channel. I know a lot of people, when they think of channelers, they think of people like Bashar. If you haven't heard of Bashar, maybe like Abraham Hicks. These people, they will sort of go almost unconscious a little bit. And an entity, if you will, a whole stream of consciousness will kind of take them over with a different personality, a different posture, a different energy, different everything. And it will speak through like this vessel. And people see that as channeling. And that is channeling, is one form of channeling. But empathic people, because of their sensitivity, which again, for a lot of their years may have been seen as a burden, but that sensitivity allows them to open up and sort of sense into higher aspects of their consciousness, and then bring it through. That you can bring it through and materialize it in some way, shape, or form in your life, whether it's through your music, through your art, through your speaking, through your writing, through just your being. Some people are channelers. They go into a certain frequency state when they're around people. And other people will benefit from that vibration, from that energy that's uplifting and empowering and hopeful and beautiful. Okay? So you came here to channel. You came here to discover what you love to do and do that thing. Because when you do what you love, what you're connected to, you bring forth more of yourself. You bring forth aspects of your spirit that not everyone has direct access to, let alone the ability to bring it in and cleverly and creatively with innovative energy, create something out of it. Okay? And it's channeling. What I do is channeling. In fact, most people who have met me really believe me because they see how I tend to be in real life, which is not at all the way you see me on camera. I'm much more quiet, much more reserved, much more just quiet and reserved, like obviously so, where you'd think this guy does freaking YouTube, I don't buy it, okay? But when the camera comes on and I have a passion or an intuitive message to share, it's like I just let go. And it sort of happens through me in a way, okay? That's my way of channeling, okay? I had this client, Lindsay, who loves gardening. I worked with her for about a year, and she lived in, I think, Pennsylvania, and every summer she would send me these long emails all about her gardening. She'd tell me all about it, send me all these pictures, and just the way her garden was laid out was so beautiful. Like there was something almost divine about this woman's garden, and also the way she would articulate her passion for gardening and her knowledge. It was when she was in gardening mode, Lindsay was channeling. When I'm on YouTube mode, Victor is channeling. How do you channel? You might not know it, and that's sort of what perplexes a lot of people. It might lead to a little bit of doubt initially because you say, I've never done it before. I promise you this, your journey right now is leading you to the discovery of what it is you came to do and what you love the most. And when you start doing that thing, even if people criticize you and say, that's a waste of time, what's the point of that? You're this, you do this. If you just really immerse yourself with time and energy and focus and persistence and consistency into what it is you love to do, I guarantee you'll be blown away at what comes through you when you do that. It's amazing. It's beautiful. You're a channeler. You have this in you. And this ability, this psychic power, this skill, this attribute is going to allow you to completely redesign every area of your life so that it reflects the true you that is now coming forth and expressing itself into the world. Okay, my friends, I hope this video served you in some way. It's been fun. It's been a fun one to shoot for you. And I wish you all nothing but the best. You have an amazing day. I wish you luck on your journey, even though you don't need it. I'll see you next time. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more videos on empathic people and the spiritual awakening process, etc. That's my thing. Hope it serves you in some way. If not, that's fine too. See you next time. Goodbye. Until later. Hasta mañana. No, I'm just kidding. Peace.